Have you ever noticed that some people don't change anything in their lives, and yet somehow change everything at the same time? It's curious and even irritating how some seem to move forward effortlessly while others struggle for years. And here's a statement that might shake you. It's not your discipline, it's not your routine, it's not your past. It's the way you speak to yourself in the first 60 seconds of your day. Yes, it's counterintuitive, and that's exactly why it works. Because most people wake up with thoughts that destroy their own power before the sun even rises. Today, I want to show you something almost nobody notices. There are words that reprogram your vibration, your focus, and even the kind of opportunities you're able to see, and all you need is to use them at the right moment. I'm not talking about hours of meditation or completely changing your life. I'm talking about 2 to 5 minute rituals that activate the mind as if someone flipped an internal switch. If you've ever woken up lost, tired, or stuck on autopilot, this message is for you. And yes, if you apply this, you will feel the difference today. Now tell me in the comments, do you usually wake up with positive, neutral, or heavy thoughts? I want to know. And while you're there, hit like and subscribe to the channel, because what you're about to learn here may become the turning point of your life. Especially if you're tired of trying the hard stuff without realizing the power of the simple stuff. He always said that people imagine they need to turn their entire life upside down to finally feel progress, when in reality, the secret is right there in that very first thought upon waking. It feels almost magical to realize that adjusting your inner dialogue is enough to activate the power of your mind in a way that seems unlikely at first glance. When someone understands this, it's as if they open a silent door to an abundance mindset, even without major external changes. It's the transforming words that set the rhythm for the morning and, as a consequence, for everything that comes afterward. And this simple shift triggers a high vibration that few people ever truly experience. He often surprises people by saying, "You don't need to change your whole life. You just need to change what you say to yourself when you wake up." And honestly, it makes sense, because the brain receives the first sentences of the day as direct commands, almost like instant mental reprogramming. A 2 to 5 minute routine with positive affirmations can already change your mood, your focus, and even the kind of ideas that rise throughout the day. It's the type of micro-ritual he practices and teaches because it works even for those who've never tried anything like this. And that's when self-confidence starts to grow almost inevitably. What's most curious is that people believe transformation must be difficult when the law of attraction responds far better to what's simple, direct, and intentional. A small morning ritual of positive energy already aligns body, mind, and heart with the attraction and manifestation of what truly matters. He always jokes that if people knew what happens inside them in the first 60 seconds of the day, they would treat that moment like gold, because it's in that instant that everything prepares to expand. And understanding why morning dialogue matters so much is the next inevitable step. He loved to explain that when you wake up, your brain is like freshly plowed soil, soft, open, and ready to receive any seed. That's why positive affirmations made at this moment have multiplied power, influencing your decisions and perceptions throughout the day. When someone wakes up with positive energy, everything feels lighter, as if life cooperates a little more. And it's exactly this mental space that strengthens self-confidence naturally. Those who understand this begin using the power of the mind strategically, not accidentally. He says that the first words of the morning act as an emotional script for the rest of the day. If you wake up complaining, your mind tends to look for proof of what's wrong, but if you activate a high vibration, it looks for what works. And though this difference seems subtle, it directly impacts the attraction and manifestation of opportunities, connections, and creative ideas. It's like the transforming words draw the map you will walk on. All of this creates rich soil for real mental reprogramming. When you realize your self-talk defines your focus, your motivation, and even the way you respond to challenges, it becomes clear why so many wise people say to protect your morning. Someone who starts the day intentionally quickly aligns with an abundance mindset, and that activates the law of attraction in a tangible way. He has lived it countless times. When he changed his morning words, it felt like the whole world reorganized around him. It's a simple yet profound process that prepares the ground for understanding the common mistakes that sabotage mornings. And they're more common than you think. He always notices that most people start their day handing their power to their phone. Before even taking a deep breath, they dive into notifications that break any elevated vibration. This small habit prevents the mind from finding direction, and without direction, mornings fill up with distractions that drain positive energy before breakfast. It's like trying to plant seeds in soil that was just stomped on. Another silent mistake is waking up with phrases like, "I can't take this anymore," or "Today's going to be hard." He says these words act like direct commands to the subconscious, weakening self-confidence before your body even gets out of bed. They're the opposite of positive affirmations because they pull the mind toward lack, not growth. This weakens the abundance mindset and turns small challenges into huge barriers. Without noticing, the person begins the day fighting against themselves. Then there's the almost automatic habit of revisiting yesterday's problems, as if reliving the past would solve anything in the present. This emotional repetition blocks mental reprogramming, filling the mind with noise that suffocates attraction and manifestation. Starting rushed only worsens it. The body moves before the mind, and the mind gets lost trying to catch up. He always jokes, "If you don't wake up with purpose, you wake up with hurry." And hurry is a direct enemy of the law of attraction. That's why morning self-dialogue rituals become so essential. He likes to explain that the first ritual, the morning intention, is like setting your emotional GPS before taking the first step. Saying simple phrases such as, "Today I choose clarity," guides the mind toward a high vibration, making space for positive affirmations to actually work. This initial command awakens the power of the mind and creates an internal path for the day to follow. It's a quick moment, but it turns on positive energy almost immediately, and that prepares the ground for the next step, strengthening identity. The powerful self-command comes in as a direct reminder of who you want to be that day. Phrases like, "I am capable," feed self-confidence and tune your internal field for attraction and manifestation. He always says identity comes before action, and that's why these 30 seconds are priceless. Then, the negative thought cancellation ritual teaches the mind not to cling to what weakens you. Saying "this does not define me" clears the mental table before the day starts. And that clearing opens space for visualization. The 20-second visualization works like a short movie trailer of your ideal day, guiding the subconscious with images of success and ease. Visualizing intensely awakens the abundance mindset and helps the mind seek the right opportunities. Then comes the micro-gratitude, which fills the heart with specific appreciation, activating the law of attraction with greater precision. And finally, the anchor word, such as progress or lightness, acts as a daily trigger to keep the transforming words alive throughout your actions. All of this comes together perfectly when it's time for the practical demonstration, where the viewer feels the effect firsthand. He always said that there's no point explaining a ritual if the person doesn't feel it in their own body. So in this part, he guides the viewer as if holding their hand through each breath, each intention, each micro-adjustment. He starts by asking the person to inhale deeply, letting positive energy fill the chest, and exhale, releasing any mental weight. In that moment, the elevated vibration starts to appear effortlessly, and this atmosphere prepares the mind for the affirmations. Next, he guides the viewer to mentally declare their direction. "Today I choose clarity. Today I choose to act with confidence." As they say this, the person activates the power of the mind and feels self-confidence rising like a silent flame. He then guides them to repeat an identity phrase internally, reinforcing mental reprogramming at the exact moment it is most effective. After that, he directs a quick cancellation of any negative thought that appears. "This does not define me. I choose a new focus now." And the body responds almost instantly to this small shift. Finally, he leads a fast 20-second visualization where the person imagines their day flowing with ease, opportunity, and direction. This awakens the abundance mindset and activates the law of attraction intensely, even within seconds. Then he invites them to acknowledge 3 small things they're grateful for, reinforcing natural manifestation. And he finishes with the anchor word, repeated internally, a simple yet transformative mini-ritual that allows the viewer to truly feel the benefits. He always emphasized that after a few days of practicing these rituals, something deep in the mind changes, and this change is noticeable. The first thing that appears is a sense of positive energy, almost as if the air becomes lighter. The mind organizes itself with more clarity, and the day becomes more productive simply because it started with intention. This internal order creates a high vibration that lasts for hours, and naturally the positive affirmations begin turning into real actions. Soon the anxiety decreases, not because problems vanished, but because the person gained direction. This strengthens self-confidence, which opens space for better ideas, simpler planning, and more intuitive decisions. The mind realigns with an abundance mindset, and everything starts flowing more naturally. This mental state allows easier access to the power of the mind, which was always there waiting to be used. That's how mental reprogramming stops being theory and becomes daily practice. And with this new way of starting the day, the person notices they're attracting situations, opportunities, and people more aligned with their desires. This isn't coincidence. It's the law of attraction responding to a more intentional mental field. The brain begins recognizing opportunities that were invisible before, because now it's trained to search for the useful, not the chaotic. It's attraction and manifestation happening in real time, guided by small transforming words spoken early in the morning. And this awakening sets the stage for a conclusion that ties everything together and inspires action. In the end, everything you learned here only comes to life when you decide to apply it, even if just for 2 minutes tomorrow morning. The powerful question you must ask yourself is, how much longer will you wake up on autopilot, letting your mind drag you when you could be commanding it? This small ritual is the kind of knowledge that separates those who live by impulse from those who live with intention. And you've already taken the first step just by being here. Now think, what would your life look like if you started every morning with direction, clarity, and a vibration that attracts opportunities instead of problems? What would change in your relationships, your work, your thinking? Real transformation doesn't come from waiting for big changes. It comes from mastering the first seconds of your day, and that is entirely in your hands. So tell me, which ritual will you apply tomorrow? What anchor word will guide your day? Comment below. I want to follow your progress. And of course, if you want to keep learning how to use the power of your mind to your advantage, subscribe and turn on notifications. Your next breakthrough begins in the next video.